Okay, hello everyone. It's a pleasure for me to announce that Sara is going to present her topic today. So, Sara, please start introducing yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Sara Cando. I'm a B2 level student and today I will present you my topic mental health. Well, first we have the main menu. There is the definition, the importance, what are the problems, and advice and suggestions for mental health. Well, first, the definition. What is mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, physical, psychological, and also social well-being. It affects of how we feel, think, act, and also deal with life. It helps us to relate with others and also to make decisions. And it's important to take into account that mental health is present in childhood, teenage, adulthood, and old age. Well, the importance. Well, first, mental health is important because it is present in all the days of our life. And if we don't have a good mental health, it will help us because, well, mental health go with the hand with productivity. And if you don't have a well-being, it won't help you because your productivity is going to be less than other times. Also, mental health is important because, how I mentioned before, it helps you to make decisions. It helps you to relate with other people. For example, you have a social circle and you feel bad and the other parts of your social circle feel well, it affects the other people and it also can affect your own self, thinking that you are bad or something in you is bad. Also, it can make you feel annoyed, so it's important to take care of it. Well, what are the problems that can be present in mental health? First are biological facts like genes or brain chemistry. Some of examples of those facts can be an aneurysm or an aneurysm actually, or can be the Down syndrome. Well, it can be also mental disorders, a problem in your mental health like anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, identity disorder, or TDAH. Well, by other parts that can affect your mental health is your lifestyle. For example, you have a good lifestyle, but you feel uncomfortable and you feel that you are not progressing in the time. So you have to take into account what is bad and try to fix or improve that part. Actually, it can affect your mental health, your social circle. For example, you are a same person and you are around bad people. So that bad people will try to bring you with them, and you have to better recognize and try to turn around and continue with your life. Go out and find people that you know that is good for you. But the other part can affect changes in your life. The change of one stage to other, for example, you are in childhood, right now you are passing to teenage. The most common in that change are anxiety or sometimes depression. Well, other part that can affect in changes of life, it can be the change of your social cycle, a change in your family, a change in the world. So it can also affect. And finally, it can affect a trauma or any aggression to your mind. So, well, how we can improve our mental health? Well, how I mentioned before, we're going to start by lifestyle. There are so many things that can affect your mental health and are going with the hand of your lifestyle. So, well, for example, you are not eating well or you are not sleeping no hours. By the part of eating, you have to reorganize the things that you are eating, or you have to ask to a professional, and then you have the enough help to know what you have to eat. And there's another thing with sleeping. For example, you are sleeping 5 hours. and are less than the common hours that are 8 that you have to sleep. So you have to organize your time with all the activities of your life or your day, and you have to start sleeping the 8 hours. Those are the no hours that you have to sleep. Actually, another part, if you feel that is something wrong with you, or you feel that no in your life is going like you want that it goes, you have to look for a professional. It can be a psychologist or a psychiatrist, because sometimes you will say, oh, this just only happened this time, but if that's continue happening other times, you will say no, there's something bad, and so you have to go and look for help. Well, actually, another part to improve your lifestyle is being surrounded to the correct people. Because, how I mentioned before, being surrounded by the grown people won't help you to advance in your life. So, well, you have to recognize what is right and what is wrong, and that's a beautiful part of mental health. It helps you to recognize what's right, what's wrong, what makes you well, and what's not. So you have to be surrounded by correct people, and also take into account that people will help you. For example, I have my friends that they are supporting me every day, so I know that they are a big help for me, and also they are the right people. By the other part, you can improve your mental health doing activities. But what kind of activities? You can do sports, for example, swimming, basketball, football, any sport that you like. Nobody can stop you. By the other part, you can write poetry. I also write poetry, and it helps me a lot when I feel stressed. By the other part, you can try to paint and draw, and it comes with the hand by my other exposition. I explain about catharsis, that is the way that you liberate your emotions. So if you have the time, you can pass to that exposition too. So that's everything. Thank you.
Okay, Sarah, thank you so much. That was a really interesting topic. And I would like to start asking you, why is it important to talk about mental health?
Well, it's important because around the world there are a lot of people that don't know how to deal with mental disorders or mental disease. Also, it's important to know because we have to open our minds, because in other cultures, things that a mental problem or a mental disorder is that a person is crazy, and it's not that a person is crazy, it's just only that a person needs help to continue with their life. Also, it's try to humanize that mental disorders can affect to other people, not only to your friend that you look that is always worried, or your friend that is always happy. No, it affects to your social cycle and also to yourself. So it's important because it can also help you to recognize if something is wrong with your own self.
Okay, so how do you think society can improve in terms of mental health care?
Well, society can improve by the part of showing it but not normalizing it. For example, right now we're in a digital society that we are trying to normalize everything that we are watching in our screens, and that's not the point. The point is teaching, is explaining. And by this topic, I watched a lot of videos that said I have anxiety, so I do this. And I looked that there is a lot of people that try to normalize it, and that's how I said that's not the point. The point is teaching. For example, there are some psychologists in social media that try to explain you why you are feeling the things, why you are going through that moment, and how you have to deal. How our society can improve is explaining, not normalizing, it's teaching. Also, our society, well, for example, in the part of high school or some factories or job. A way to improve it is bringing help, professional help, help of a psychologist, giving conferences, or sometimes making exercise. Also, a good relation with your partners and with your boss, or with your partners and your teacher, can help you a lot.
Okay, Sarah. Now, how do you take care of your mental health?
Well, I write poetry, I mentioned it before, and I'm good at it. So I like to express my feelings. And well, if you want, I can give you an advice of how to do poetry. I'm not an expert, but I know a person, a teacher of my high school. I consider that he is an expert, and also he's good at teaching. So if he make videos, he will help you a lot. Well, I also do sports like basketball, swimming, and sometimes when I don't have the ball of basketball, I play volleyball with some friends. And it helps me to feel relaxed in the term of the lunch, because in the hours of classes I sometimes feel stressed or pressure. So going to the lunch, it helps me to take out my mind and just relax. Another part of how I take care of myself is supporting myself into the correct people and turning around with people that deserve myself. I also take care of my mental health, love myself, trying to do love exercise, and just only.
Okay. Sarah, what factors make you feel stressed?
Well, at sometimes problems that I cannot control, and that's a big problem that is mentioned between psychologists. A big problem of the society is that we want to control things that we cannot control. So that sometimes make me feel stressed. When something is going wrong, I feel also stressed because I want that the things go in a way and they are going to other ways. So that makes me feel stressed. Also, problems with my family or my friends make me feel stressed or annoyed. So that's like.
Okay. Sarah, do you feel comfortable expressing your feelings?
Yes, it depends of the people actually. For example, I'm with my family, my dad, my sister, and my mom. I feel comfortable with them. Also with a specific group of friends. I don't feel comfortable expressing my feelings with strange people, but no, I am an open person. But for example, if I feel that someone is not confident, I just try to avoid that person and try to not say anything.
Okay. Now, Sarah, what would you recommend to people in order to have a better lifestyle?
Well, first analyze what are your daily habits or how you are going with your life, and then make a list. If you feel that something is wrong, make a list and ask for a professional. For example, I mentioned it before, if you think that something is bad in your feeding, ask for a nutritionist. If you think it's something bad with your mind or your hours of sleeping, also you can ask to a psychologist. If you think that you cannot deal with a trauma or something that is hard, you can ask to a psychiatrist. Actually, I recommend to improve their life, recognizing their first, and after they can start make the change. For example, you can change also. You have a sedentary life. You can change it doing exercise. If you don't like doing a lot of sports, you can only stand up your chair or your bed and walk around your house because it will help you to take out your thoughts. And it also is one of the most common activities. Sometimes people walk in circles for thinking, so that's an idea.
Okay, Sarah, how does stress or anxiety affect you in your educational performance?
In my educational performance, it makes me disorganized. It makes me a disorganized person, and also it makes me feel stressed. I turn into an aggressive person sometimes, and it affects a lot because I want to have a well convivence with my partners, and when I feel too stressed or too pressed, I just only turn like what happened, and I have to control that. Also, it turns me into an impatient person, and that's what we don't need in mental health. It's a common problem, but for me, but actually I'm trying to improve it. Actually, it can also make me feel that I'm not enough in the things that I'm doing. So I just try to say no. I'm doing this thing for a reason, and I want to arrive and achieve this. So that's
Okay, Sarah, and I have a last question for you. How will you help a person who needs mental support?
well. If there is a person with a biological fact, I have to study first that part. Well, for example, there are a lot of people that have mental disease, and the society sometimes thinks that don't get near or just only stay away, don't bother, but it's for I don't know why they do that, because that people also need help, support, and also need love. So with people that have biological facts, I just only try to get closer, help them, taking care of them. Actually my aunt have a 40% of mental disease, and all the family help her to recover her mind. She suffered um, a mental a mental I don't remember what is the name, but she suffered something in her mind broke, and all the family helped her, and she has a 40% mental disease, but it's helping. The fact is helping. It's not just trying to avoid and say don't bother. No, it's helping. It's being there. It's being a lovely person. Also, I will have, for example, with people that don't have that kind of strength problems, it's supporting them. Actually, it's trying to say hi buddy, you can, or I know that you are feeling stressed, but I will help you. It's trying to show interest, because if you don't show it also, it will make that person enter into a crisis. And just sometimes if you don't help people, they something bad can happen. So I just only try to be a support and not a charge, and try to comprehend and be empathic.
Okay, Sarah, thank you so much. That's all. Say goodbye.
So goodbye.